What's going on, Jerome's? So it is the NFL offseason, and it is peak BS season, whether it's the draft. Did you know that they're doing the homework on player XYZ, or player ABC could be traded or not re-signed, or is looking for $10 bajillion, all that stuff. And first and foremost, with Justin Jefferson, I mean, Kirk is Kirk, Daniil is Daniil, but for the short and long-term future of this franchise, Justin Jefferson is the guy that needs to be taken care of and keep him in purple long-term. Now, there has been a movement, and I understand it, because here on this channel, we like the open discussion of all options, even the ones that are remote. Now, are the Vikings going to trade Justin Jefferson? Probably not, but also it's a non-zero chance. This picture hurts my teeth. Hurts my hat. Now, also, the Eagles just could have had this, but instead they took Jalen Reagor. Even though during the draft, I thought that he could have been something. And I had concerns about Justin Jefferson getting off of press coverage in the NFL. Also, I was not alone, but I'm like the only draft person who admits it. Anyways, but yes, the whole thing is, don't trade Justin Jefferson. Don't be idiots. Don't do that. Just really take care of this young superstar at a premium position, just entering his prime at 24, and you got the cash to do it, especially with the cap going up. And also, there hasn't been any cracks. There hasn't been any leaks saying like, oh, well, Jefferson wants a trade or the team wants to trade him. Nah. Long way of getting into. So we always say this time of year, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. And there's lots of accounts that do good work, and there's lots of accounts that do the aggregation thing, and it's a good way, instead of following 17 different accounts, to have it in one centralized location. And the Purple Persuasion we feature on here quite a bit, especially on the dump. But I feel like with the aggregator accounts, some sites are all about getting the clicks. Not saying that the Purple Persuasion is, but some sites certainly are. I mean, like, was it NFL Draft Rumors or NFL Rumors or something like that? Either way, Dov Kleeman, you know who we're talking about. Just like, or the greatest blah, blah, blah ever. All right, so hyperbole reigns supreme. But even with well-intentioned aggregation, it can turn into a game of telephone. You heard that this person heard that this person heard, and sometimes it's like fourth or fifth level. So on this latest one, according to Charlie Walters, shooter, over at the Pioneer Press, there is steam that the Vikings could make star wide receiver Justin Jefferson available via trade. Now, a lot of people freaked out about this, as you know, the whole thing about Viking social medias want to do. Now, it's funny. So I initially brought up the Vikings fan crying meme here, but then it just loaded Sirianni, which is kind of fun too. Also, no, if the Eagles landed Justin Jefferson, this is what Nick Sirianni would be doing. Tears of joy. But no, Vikings fans, once they saw, it's like, oh, Justin Jefferson traded, both sides chimed in. Was like, well, the Vikings were 1-7 when Jefferson played the whole game, or the Chiefs won 2 Super Bowls after trading Tyreek Hill, even though that's a completely different situation because he already had the best quarterback in the league. Whatever. Name the last time the receiving champ won a Super Bowl. Shut up. Shut your face. Cooper Kupp. So getting into this, so Charlie Walters, again, remember, the whole thing is that, hey, there is steam that the Vikings could make star wide receiver Justin Jefferson available via trade. Now, again, even if this was an absolute formal report, you have to take it with a massive grain of salt. But the fact that, it's not like Shooter was saying that, breaking this like Watergate. No, this was literally in an article titled, Timberwolves buyers may need another extension. And Shooter just puts it all nonchalantly. Meanwhile, steam continues that the Vikings can make Justin Jefferson available via trade. That's it. That is it. Not a breaking report. It's more of a, did you know that I heard that some guy said, and he says it. Meanwhile, steam continues like it's been a common thing. And for all of the speculation and bluster, like, there hasn't been any formal reports or even anything credible that said, hey, the Vikings and Jefferson are approaching divorce. Hey, Justin Jefferson could be traded. Now, is everyone available via trade? Yes. I think basically everyone in the league except for Mahomes and maybe Joe Burrow and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are available via trade if the price is right. But, I mean, there's been no hype. There's been no smoke there, and I don't even think there's been any steam. But it's so weird, and I feel like as journalists, like you have to be really careful, and it's a very enviable position because your words can get twisted with this whole aggregation world. And again, Shooter in an article originally about the Timberwolves, just put nonchalantly, meanwhile, steam continues that the Vikings can make Justin Jefferson available via trade. Not even saying steam continues that Justin Jefferson will be traded. Not even saying that steam continues that the Vikings are looking to trade him. No, it's just like, could. And then when you see this, and no one ever does the legwork of reading a full article and getting full context. They just want to react right away to the headlines. So that's why it was full on all day yesterday. It was kind of fun. Now, also take into account, Shooter in a very similar situation was the one that said that the buzz, so not the steam, the buzz now is that it will take $90 million guaranteed for 2 years, despite what he's not still fully recovered from injury, to sign Kirk Cousins. So if that's the case, he certainly won't get that from the Vikings. I would be willing to bet significant money that Kirk Cousins does not get $90 million guaranteed over 2 years. I think that per average, it will be less than that, and I don't even think it will approach that. Yeah, but again, that's also what someone on January 29th people were clamor about. I think we even did a video about it too. So again, take everything with a massive grain of salt, even ones coming from legitimate Big J journalists as well as traditional outlets. But why no Jefferson trade? There's been zero steam about legitimate trade partners. And when I say steam, I don't mean it in the context that Shooter just used. I mean that, hey, Tom Pelissero, hey, Rap Sheet, hey, Schefter, hey, Doogie, just like getting legitimate. Now, journalists are allowed to speculate. They can be just like fans like the rest of us. Like, hey, don't you think it would be cool if that happened? But no, like legitimate reporting that Justin Jefferson is on the trade block, legitimate reporting that team X, Y, and Z is exploring a trade with the Vikings. Now, yes, some trades just happen and it comes together a completely cloak and dagger behind the scenes, but not often. Usually not often. And usually there's, second of all, Justin Jefferson is not disgruntled, and the Vikings are not fed up with Justin Jefferson. Like, this is not a Stephon Diggs, it's time for a new beginning situation. It's not a, by the way, Stephon Diggs tweeted that out the day that Kirko got the 2-year, $66 million extension, and then Diggs was traded that same day. But he had been on the block for weeks, months at that point. So, some trades may come out of nowhere, sure, but a lot of times before a player is traded, there's just months of drama. It's like, oh, he unfollowed the team on Instagram, or he took down photos of him in the team's uniform, blah, 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 blah. Haven't heard that. Plus, I think the salary cap increase actually increases the chances that the Vikings keep Justin Jefferson, because not only will it increase this year, but with the new TV and streaming deals, cap is likely going to increase precipitously in the next couple years as well. So it really takes a starch out of giving Justin Jefferson that massive premium contract that he wants and deserves. Also, Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell won't do it because 2 years into the job, you had one great year, you had one injury-marred year, but it is a what have you done for me lately league. And frankly, if the Vikings did trade Jefferson and they did it to have assets to find their quarterback in the future, they move themselves to the hottest of hot seats, because that kid has to be a star, because that Justin Jefferson is good. You know that he's already an all-pro. You already know that he's generational and the best receiver in the game. If that quarterback, he has to be an absolute stud. He has to be a Super Bowl caliber winning quarterback. Otherwise, even if he's just an average starter, that's a failure and you're gone. All right, so you are done there. So they would be definitely putting their job security on the line. Also, ownership may not even allow it, because they understand, like, Justin Jefferson is not A.J. Brown. Justin Jefferson is not Stephon Diggs. Justin Jefferson is not even Tyreek Hill. Like, he is box office. He fills seats. If they traded Justin Jefferson, there would be a significant number of season tickets not renewed. There's a reason why every single kid does the gritty and wears that number 18 jersey. So it would have to be a knockout trade, and Jefferson would want to leave. So, again, if Jefferson wanted to be traded, I think we would have heard something through the grapevine already, whether JJ and his camp legitimately leaking things, or JJ just straight out coming out and saying, maybe passive-aggressively or cryptically, it's time for a new beginning. Now, now. And especially since the Vikings do seem to have a cohesive cornerback plan of, hey, Kirk, we want you back up to this amount and this number of years, we'll see. Or they can make a move for their future franchise quarterback, and he's a guy that could work with JJ long term. Right? So it's not a spot where the Vikings don't have a plan at the quarterback spot, which I do think is a holdup with the JJ talks. But no, like, they're going to take care of Justin Jefferson. He'll be the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, both in terms of average and guarantee, and he'll be fine. We'll be fine. But again, this is more like I understand it's like, hey, well, just ignore it if you're saying it's like take everything with a grain of salt. But this is actually more of like a PSA, like a public service announcement, because I know that a lot of people will just completely freak out. It's like, so I saw in the news that the Pioneer Press says that Justin Jefferson is on the trade block now. No. Yes, don't trade Justin Jefferson. There you go. But your thoughts are thoughts. Don't believe anything. Don't believe anything nowadays. You guys know what to do. Skull, no production value.